Disney now owns Fox. The only important part of Fox, not Fox News. So that means they finally have full access to X-Men and the Fantastic Four. And Deadpool. So that means we might actually finally see a good Fantastic Four film. Because I'm pretty sure Marvel's going to go, oh, you know, the Avengers, we're running low on how many more films we can have these guys do. We can easily blend in the Fantastic Four. They can easily take over as one of the big superhero groups in the MCU. You can see Spider-Man interacting with Fantastic Four. With the X-Men franchise, the problem I have with that is it's going to be similar to what DC deals with Batman. You've had a really good Batman. X-Men franchise had a really good Wolverine in Hugh Jackman. But depending on when they decide to try to merge the universes, Jackman's dead because of Logan. There are a lot of films they could try, but let's kind of be honest here. If they were to bring in a brand new crew for X-Men, and were to do like a Fatal Attraction storyline, which then can go into something like Blood Ties, which then can bring something like Onslaught, that'd be really impressive. Super daunting to try to do. Or even an Age of Apocalypse storyline. Because during those storylines, Apocalypse was successful in destroying Charles Xavier earlier. And sometimes you have, I think that they had a Fantastic Four team that was, it was like Wolverine, Ghost Rider, and a couple other characters. So they actually can do these really weird mashups if they want to take an Age of Apocalypse storyline. But that would be difficult to sell to the mainstream audience. Exciting things. Now they can do Annihilation. Probably Annihilation Conquest, because I'm pretty sure they'll probably have done something with Thanos after the Infinity War. They actually can do a true Infinity War, because they have all the characters now. That's really impressive. That means we're going to see really good Fantastic Four films. When it comes to X-Men, you could say, well, they can do Avengers vs. X-Men. You know how tough that's going to be? Because that involved the Phoenix and Namor. They can now do a Fantastic Four film where instead of using Dr. Doom, who they've kind of screwed twice, Namor. And then they actually could work into because Namor and Black Panther don't get along very well. That could be an interesting, you have the Sea Kingdom, and you have the Wakandan Kingdom. So you have the Atlantis-Wakanda interaction, which would actually be really awesome. And if they really wanted to make something really special and unique and interesting, the Illuminati, because they have access to all the characters now, could be really interesting. The problem is the MCU is now pretty well created, and they're going to need to actually develop the Fantastic Four to meld that in. X-Men are already kind of developed, but so much has happened with them. You either start from scratch, or you try desperately to go, okay, the Days of Future Past, we can do some of this stuff, and they already told me Hugh Jackman died, yeah. But that film was in the future, yeah. We just need to do a film where he fights Hulk. Or they could always do another storyline which would be, okay, here's Enemy of the State. Enemy of the State, brainwashed Wolverine. He fights the Fantastic Four. He fights quite a few of the X-Men. He takes on Captain America. I think he fights Spider-Man in that. He fights some of the people. He fights some of the like Daredevil sort of level characters. He fights a member from S.H.I.E.L.D. That would probably be one of their easiest to do storylines. You can go, okay, here's Wolverine. He's evil. And he's going to just fight through a lot of random Marvel characters. And they actually could do it pretty easily. And then he's put down at the end by Captain America. There's a lot of cool things they can do. I will say I think that having a very good Fantastic Four, a proper Galactus, Skrulls. They could do a secret invasion pretty easily. Actually, secret invasion would actually be pretty good for them to say, well, you know, the Tony Stark Iron Man that we know, yeah, he's actually an imposter Iron Man. Hire somebody else who looks close enough. Be like, here's the actual Tony Stark. This, you know, for decades, the Skrulls have been taking over. They could use that actually to do a second generation of MCU main characters. Keep the names the same, at least have some sort of continuity within the storylines. Thing versus Hulk. Give me a B thing. Bryan Siegel was an awesome thing. Deadpool Spider-Man would work pretty good too. It'd be a hard sell though, because Deadpool's a hard R. Now, I mean, so Deadpool can probably, well, depending on how far along they're Deadpool 2, they can bring in a tremendous amount of jokes and then go, so I can use Hydra Bob to just call a guy named Bob, saves from Hydra. I have access to that now? Yeah. Nice. So they'd be like, yeah, we're fighting at a broken down air base. Just shield helicarrier, just go ahead and use it. Ooh, they actually do a proper Juggernaut too. They've got a lot of great villains they can use now. Or, even better idea, if you want to do more characters at the same time. They could do a World War II era story. In Xmen, Wolverine and Xmen, they did a really great, like, single shot that dealt with Magneto trying to revive Captain America, because he remembered when Captain America, in fact with Wolverine, saved him from a concentration camp. Now they have all those characters. You actually could do a pseudo gritty World War II era. You know, like before the Red Skull portion taken on. They also just have the Alpha Flight. There's a lot of great stuff that Fox had a hold of that they just didn't really do a lot with. You know, Alpha Flight would work really great when it comes to one of the different TV services. There's a lot of great stuff they got access to now. The hard thing is going to be is Marvel not really saturating the market. That also means now that Warner Brothers really needs to figure out how they want to craft their universe. I often would hope that Warner Brothers would have taken more of the Fox X-Men approach, where it's taken seriously with some small amounts of comedy just to break up the mood so it's not an actual drama, and not so much comedy that it's the action comedies that we have from the Marvel universe. But now DC's got nothing to say, like, oh, well, we've got all of our superheroes. Disney can now go, we got everything. They're like, superheroes? Got it. Princesses? Got it. Star Wars? Got it. Anything for a cartoon? Got it. And it also means, too, that when it comes to Disney starting to go for a streaming service, they can now have all of the Star Wars films, all of the X-Men films, X-Men the animated series, the old Spider-Man the animated series. Wow, that's a lot of stuff that they have access to right now. Even the really bad made-for-TV movies, like Generation X. Yeah, there's a lot of great stuff that Disney now has access to. It's just going to be trying to figure out how best to place it and to try to make the MCU still maintain its homogeneity without taking all these different universes and trying to really fully blend them in. But Deadpool's already fought Hydra Bob and a broken down Shield helicarrier, so he's tangentially already there with the Marvel Universe. But we're in for some unique years when it comes to films.